All right, guys, I'm going to try and go through everything that's been done to this motor. This is originally was a cast by GM. This block was cast by Navistar for General Engine Products in November 4th of 2009. It's been rebuilt completely. It's got a scat crank in it. It's been bored 30 over with Molly pistons, all Molly bearings, Molly rings, ARP head studs, new lifters, new heads. It's got a Stanadyne DB2831-4911. That's the heavy duty truck injection pump, rated at 200 horsepower, which can be turned up. That's the biggest pump Stanadyne makes presently, as far as I know. I run this off the hose. I control the temperature with the garden hose. All my motors, I pre-oil them. I got a pump here that will pump oil through the bearings before I ever start it. There's a oil pressure gauge. So everybody, I'll be showing you that quite frequently. 30 is the middle, 60 is max, 0 is the bottom. I'm going to show you that when it's hot and when it's cold, and I'm going to actually show you, leave the camera like where it is when I start it to show you how the pre-oiler works. It's going to give it about 30 pounds of oil pressure before I ever hit the starter. All my motors get that. My Suburban has that. The P400 in that truck has a pre-oiler. The bearings never start dry on any of my motors. This motor runs really good. I'm offering this motor with a stock turbo and exhaust manifolds, and you'll see photos of the manifolds and the turbos on it. I just can't run the turbo on the engine stand because of the way the crossover pipe is rigged on these motors. So this thing's it's cold, hasn't been started in a couple days. I got a infrared temperature gauge, and I'll be pointing like right about here at the head. It says 80 degrees. I don't know if you can read that. 80. It's about 80 degrees out here in Florida. It's got new Bosch 311 nozzle marine injectors, all new. Like I said, everything's new on this motor. New pistons, new crank, new bearings, new everything, new HO water pump. Like I say, new injectors. This is just my check valve for my pre-oiler setup. Another reason I can't run the exhaust manifolds while I got this set up like it is, but you'll see pictures of it with the exhaust manifolds on it. I'm going to start it here in a second. I'm going to run through my startup procedure. I'm going to try and remember to turn off the lapel mic before I start it, because you can hear the motor running better without the lapel mic. So right now I'm gonna go turn on the fuel pump and the oil pump. So you'll see it get oil pressure. We'll give it oil pressure. 30 pounds. I'll give it some fuel pressure. I got glow plug set up here. Let it oil up a little bit. Like on my Suburban, if I haven't ran it in a month, I'll let the pump run a minute or two. Let it pump all the way up through the lifters, up through the push rods. Right now it's pumping oil up through the push rods onto the rockers, getting everything oiled up before we ever turn the motor over. I heard, I saw pictures of several P400 motors that came apart with fairly low miles that looked like they had been started dry starts because they had bottom end bearing damage, and that's probably because of dry starts. You put a pump like this on and it eliminates that. So I'm going to run this thing for about 30 minutes. I'll turn the water on just to get some water up in there. We'll start it. Like I said, I'll try and remember to turn the lapel mic back on when I need to say something while it's running, because you can hear me better. You can't hear me over the motor, but you can hear the motor better without the lapel mic. So we're going to kind of go back and forth. I'm going to try and juggle that around. We got a little water going through it. Doesn't take much to cool it. All right, I'm going to unplug the lapel mic, crank it up. Glow plug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Without the electric pump, that's just the mechanical pump in the motor. I don't know if you can see that. 117, 120. Turn the lapel mic up. 60. I'm gonna move the camera over here so you can watch the oil pressure while I rev it up. Trying to get it where it doesn't vibrate. I got to touch these boards. Right now you can see the oil pressure is at about 34 pounds. Unplug the lapel mic so you can hear better. Notice how the motor falls back to idle, doesn't stumble or anything, goes right back to idle from high RPMs. The motor and the pump is really smooth. I don't know if that scat crank is just balanced well. This is one of the smoothest motors I've built. Usually they're shaking around on the stand a little more. This thing's really smooth. Let's see what the temperature is. $123. 124. I'll turn the water down a little bit. I'll get a little bit more heat in the motor. Try and get it up to the 180, 190 degrees for you. I'll turn the lapel mic off so you can hear the motor now. I'll kind of get it up to about 180 degrees.
you guys can see if the oil pressure is good on this thing. I'll leave the camera there for a couple of minutes and let it idle just so you can see that. I'm actually going to shut it off before I move the camera. I'm going to let you hear it hot start. It'll start. I don't even need glow plugs. Quick bump of the trigger and it starts right up.
Pumps at idle, no glow plugs.
Still at 140. I'm going to try and get it hotter for you. Got to raise the RPM, build some more heat in it. Got to turn the water down a little bit. It's supposed to stay at 140 degrees, so just turn the water down just a tad. It's going to start steaming. You'll see some smoke. It's steam. It's not smoke. I want to let you see it get up to at least 180, 190 degrees. There was 180, 190, bouncing around there, 185, 188. Sorry about that, I left the lapel mic on. Power up lift pump, no glow plugs. Alright guys, that was full throttle. Pretty much every time I've been raising the throttle, it's full throttle. You can tell when it starts running out of fuel, the RPM stop going up. I doubt you see anybody else demonstrating their motors like this. I can ship this motor. You've already heard it run. You can see what it can do. I shipped one to Alabama for $350.
All right, guys. That's just under 30-minute run video. If you got any questions, you message me. I'll give you my phone number. I'd rather talk to you than type on the keypad. I'll tell you anything you want to know. If you want to come out here and watch me run it like I just did, you're welcome to do that. Don't think you'll find a nicer hand-built motor. This is better than buying a Jasper or the rest of them assembly line motors. So without further ado, thanks for watching. Have a great day.